This coastline of the Western Isles of Scotland is rife with the romance of centuries of Highland history. 400 years ago, not far from here, the Spanish Armada lost a galleon laden with gold. That treasure may be lost forever, but there's treasure here even so. Treasure which doesn't glitter and could easily go unnoticed. Seaweed. A common sight on coastlines around the world, but who could imagine that it could be put to use? In fact, to such a vast extent that it has become a treasure trove for industry. Seaweed grows in abundance round the Western Isles of Scotland. Nearly 100 years ago, an enterprising Scot, E.C. Stanford, discovered properties in this natural resource that were far beyond the wildest dreams of the local crofters as they fished and tended their small holdings by the sea. In Scotland, it was found out how a wild plant is transformed into an ingredient which touches so much of our everyday lives. The crofters start the process by harvesting the crop. This gold mine will never run out as it's self-perpetuating. Tons of seaweed are gathered into local factories to be dried and milled into powder. Seaweed is now ready for applied science to turn it into one of the most versatile products on the market. So successful is the technique that milled seaweed, not from Scotland alone, but from all over the world, comes here to the mainland of Scotland to be processed. This is one of the largest plants in the world that converts raw seaweed into a chemical product. The factory looks like a huge distillery, but one that is servicing 200 to 300 different industries. The powdered weed is washed in these huge vats, which have a natural chemical added to water to extract the trace element, alginate, from seaweed. Here is the solution of alginates. It's a rather sticky, heavy liquid, but that's the secret of its incredible versatility. Alginates are used to thicken products ranging from textile dyes to welding lubricants, and in the chemical and food industries. The solution is gradually dried until it becomes a solid, fibrous material. It's then milled back into powdered form, ready for shipment to customers all over the world. There's no trace of seaweed left, just a chemical compound with no harmful ingredients. But careful preparation is essential. So laboratory technicians take samples at every stage of the process to ensure that all balances are right. There are so many industries already being supplied by the common plant, and still the full potential has not yet been realized. I would never have believed that seaweed had so many uses, but now that we've seen how it's transformed from a plant into a chemical, I thought I might take a look at a few of the products it ends up in. They use it in orange squash to keep the pulp in suspension, in ginger cake to keep it moist and stop it from crumbling on the shelf. It's put in animal feed to keep the food in a solid gel. You can make surgical stitches out of it, which are self-dissolving with body heat. It's put in toothpaste to keep the paste in suspension. And they use it in the textile industries to thicken the dyes, as in my shirt. And it makes bigger, better bubbles.